Worldwide Counseling Agency, Consulting Agency. Why did I say counseling? Consulting Agency. I am John Zink. This is Joe and Dave.
Yeah.
I called Dan earlier, but that was a total mistake. Bill is right now, I think he's stuck in traffic. He had a flat tire, so we're going to go on without him. I am actually doing Bill's job right now, so I feel special. As we know, Bill is usually our design supervisor. I am the lead technician with my buddy Joe behind me, and Dave is the CEO. Northwind Traders is one of the leading international food distribution companies with dairy products, assorted beverages, condiments, and special produce. And as far as Prestige Worldwide, we represent them in helping them with their computer matters, making databases, queries, and stuff like that to make it easier for them to function as a company. I already went over this. So we go back to the first problem way back when we did it already. We ran a revenue query that had no data. There was a problem with the query. We had to switch the dates they wanted it between 11/1/2012 and 3/31/2012 to be displayed. So we went in there and we switched the order date and we put in the correct field criteria because they had it with 2007. So that was incorrect, so we switched it and we put it in 2012, and then it returned the right desired data, as you can see here. So, isn't that beautiful? And then they wanted it just to display the confection sales only. So we went in and we made it so that we did a filter and we sorted it so it equals confections, and then that way you get all the category name with confections. From there we went on and they wanted just the May 2012 orders of beverages and confections query, but it was returning results from May 2012, but also other months were included in the data. So we had to go in and reset it. We had to add another line to the criteria, as you see there, because they only had one line on beverages, so it was only showing beverages, but if you add it to confections, it would show for both. And once you fix that, then you get confections and beverages for May of 2012, as you see here on this slide. Problem 2B, they wanted to know a specific date and category name. However, it wasn't returning any data. So when we went in and we added beverages to the criteria and then ship date as 1/12, by fixing this, it returned the correct criteria, and it was also in order of country as well, as you see here. Problem 3, Northwind Traders wanted us to create a query to display the revenue from each order of last year. They didn't want, they wanted it to include all relevant data, as you see on the screen here. Once we added it all in to the bottom, as you can see, except for order date was not checked. Then we continued by putting in a statement so that it would show between 2012, 1/1/2012 and 3/31/2012, which is also known as the first quarter, which is what they wanted. And you get the results seen here. Pretty nice little query there. Problem 3 continued. Next, they wanted us to create to show revenues for each product separately. So it makes it easier to read, especially on days when you're coming in, they just want to know like the final sales and stuff like that. That's how it looks. Now I'm going to be passing it over to Joe, and he'll be going over the new stuff that we worked on.
Hello, my name's Joe, and I've worked with these guys on these latest exercises. In this exercise, Northwind Traders wanted us to create a pivot chart that shows the beverage and dairy product sales for just 2012. So using Access, we created a nice fancy little pivot chart here that shows exactly, you can look at the month, how much revenue each salesman has completed, and the manager plans on using this to review the salesman and see who's not doing their job.
I would also like to add a note that based off your name in the things, people are gonna have different graphs because it goes in alphabetical order. So it happens our name being Blue Barracudas is why our bar is in front, whereas other groups you'll see today might have their bar in the back. So we realized that. We were wondering why it wasn't coming out.
For this next part, we needed to modify the database and to make it more reliable and create queries and reports to validate data. So here you would just have a lookup customers form. So you can just type in a customer name or scroll through the form and find different customers, see what all their information. And here's just a summary for the revenue. You can see for all the different categories how much revenue they pulled in. For this exercise, we had a table full of all of our information, and one of the categories was country. And Northwind Traders wanted the Scandinavian countries moved to a new table. We did that by creating a make table query that filtered for the Scandinavian countries, moved it to another table, and then we created a delete Scandinavian tables to remove those from the original table. And that was that problem. This next exercise, I'm going to hand you over to Dave.
So Northwind Traders just wanted to export a table to four different file types. We had the Access database, PDF, Word document, docx file, and an Excel file type, the XLSX. That way the client, they can use whatever type of file type they prefer. And here's just an image of all the different file types.
That's big. You did that.
Oh yeah.
It's very nice. I like I included that.
Thank you. So this is a form to process orders by employee ID. That way an employee can just go in there, type in their ID, and they can see what sort of orders they have. Phil, you want to take this one?
So, in conclusion, the exercise, we utilize our Access training to identify errors and bugs within databases. Also, we created new forms, queries, and reports to organize data provided by Northwind Traders. We also practice soft skills to function as a team and cooperate in a group environment. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation.
Anybody have any questions?
No sound?
All right, nice job, guys.